Now, before tujafanya barter trade, we can try to identify some of the components and understand how it works. At the end of the day, this is a power supply, na hiyo ndio interest yetu. Made up of two cells in parallel to increase the capacity. So the total capacity will be 20,000 milliamp hours, with each having a nominal voltage of 3.7 volts. And when the cells are fully charged, maybe they can have 4.2 volts. Now, 4.2 volts is not enough to charge a device. So that's why we have this coil. So this is a boost converter. It steps up the 4 volts to 5 volts and above on these ports. So by having this only one coil on the entire board, this tells me that it creates one power rail and the power is shared between all these ports. This is the microcontroller, is the brains behind the whole operation. So it's monitoring the voltage, the current, it's negotiating the voltage on the devices on these ports, it's boosting the battery voltage, and many other things, controlling these LEDs to display the battery capacity. Do you see this one? So this is the main switching transistor that is driven by the main controller. So this is what is bouncing this coil to increase the voltage from the battery. Then we have a small transistor here, probably is switching the flashlight on and off. Then we have a bunch of caps, maybe on the output. Then this resistor, which is a current shunt resistor. So the voltage drop on it is monitored by the controller to sense the current that is going on the output. Also see these small chips, maybe transistors. There are a couple of them, maybe one for each of these ports. They act like switches for these ports, so turning the port on and off, and also maybe monitoring the voltage and current for each of the ports. Backside we can see a small MOSFET. So this one you can see a big track on it. So this one must be the input MOSFET. So the controller is monitoring the current through this shunt. So if it detects overcurrent, it turns off this MOSFET and shutting down the power from the battery. Then we have this LED strip to indicate the battery capacity and all these resistors in series with each of the LED. Maybe something like this, 4.2 volts from the battery. Then the boost inductor, the switching transistor. Of course, it's driven by the microcontroller. Maybe have a diode here